His last fight, Cepeda. His last fight. You don't know how many people are talking about him on every scale of
Part so the two undefeated champions have finally gone head-to-head in what might be the most explosive face-to-face meeting we've seen in boxing recently. When Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez sat across from each other, the atmosphere was electric, and every person in that room knew they were witnessing something special. These aren't just two fighters going through the motions for cameras. Multiple sources confirmed the hostility was real, the stares were intense, and both men made it crystal clear that this January showdown is about way more than just titles.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in the ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
People who were actually there say Shakur looked straight at Teofimo and delivered a message that had everyone's attention. What he allegedly said has been circulating through boxing circles and getting fans hyped beyond belief.
Seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier, he said, Tio never lost to Southpaw. Well, I never lost to Orthodox. So it ain't no different, but
the difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
Okay, I don't think y'all did.
Word is that Shakur told him straight up that come January 31st, his entire reputation gets dismantled. He apparently said both Teofimo and his father would be emotional wrecks after getting exposed completely. Then he mentioned how this situation is nothing like what happened with Lomachenko or Josh Taylor, claiming Teofimo has never faced anyone operating at this level. Social media went crazy after these alleged comments leaked, with boxing fans dissecting every word and praising how composed yet threatening Shakur looked throughout the whole encounter. But Teofimo wasn't going to sit there and take that kind of disrespect quietly. His response has generated just as much discussion and anticipation for their upcoming Madison Square Garden battle. Before we get into what Teofimo allegedly fired back, though, his father had already been stirring things up and making the situation even more heated. Right before the two fighters sat down together, Teofimo Sr. reportedly had words with people from Shakur's camp that added more fuel to this already blazing rivalry.
I'm gonna give you your first loss.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
I promise you not.
Insiders claim Lopez Sr. made it clear that Shakur has never been in the ring with someone like his son before. He allegedly broke down how all the southpaws Teofimo has beaten were top-tier competition, while everyone Shakur has defeated were just regular-level opponents. According to him, there are different levels in this sport, and January 31st will show the whole world exactly what those levels look like. Team Shakur tried to act like the comments didn't bother them, but people close to the situation say Stevenson was genuinely angry inside and ready to respond when he got his chance. This kind of back and forth has been building for months between Teofimo Sr. and Shakur, with both sides taking shots through interviews and social media posts. Some boxing experts think Teofimo Sr. is deliberately trying to mess with Shakur's mindset before fight night even arrives, using mental games to plant seeds of doubt and frustration. The boxing world had been waiting for this face-to-face moment ever since the December announcement, hoping it would reveal who has the psychological advantage going into the fight.
Yo, that was crazy, man. He talked crazy about black people. He talked crazy about Puerto Ricans. Man, he gonna pay for it. He gonna pay for it January 31st. It's time to show him what the level is. I don't think he realized what the level is, so I can't wait to show him.
He's saying that a lot of the pressure is on you in this fight.
What really caught people off guard was how controlled and calculated Shakur appeared during the entire sitting encounter. Multiple witnesses who were present say they've never seen anything quite like it from either fighter at this stage of promotion. One source described how Shakur never looked away or showed any emotion, just maintained this intense stare that seemed to communicate he already knew exactly how fight night would unfold. They said it was genuinely unsettling to watch, and you could tell it was affecting Teofimo's confidence somewhat.
The things that Teofimo is coming out with, I don't think Shakur knows even what to say or reply to it. I wouldn't even want to repeat the stuff that he's saying, but he's making some really, really fruity comments. But I suppose that's one way to get in your opponent's head. But I think that's a great fight. I think
These observations are significant because they suggest Shakur might have already gained the upper hand in the mental warfare aspect. Elite-level boxing often comes down to who can establish psychological dominance first, and that confidence usually translates directly into ring performance. Sources also mention there were multiple moments during their face-off where things almost escalated into actual physical contact before security intervened. Apparently, there was one specific instance where Teofimo leaned forward and said something that made Shakur's entire team react by standing up immediately.
Those attributes and all the things that I learned from every fighter that I faced to now put it on display against Shakur Stevenson. And that is what I'm looking more forward to than anything else. Everybody else, listen, it's just horse.
Reports suggest Teofimo challenged Shakur's elite status directly, saying that despite all the tough talk, deep down Shakur knows he's not built the same way. He allegedly claimed he breaks fighters mentally before ever landing a punch physically, then told him to ask Lomachenko about that experience. This comment has been analyzed extensively by fans online who see it as Teofimo trying to compare himself to the legendary opponents he's already conquered. The most intense part came when both fighters were asked about their specific strategies for January. Sources with detailed knowledge say Shakur allegedly laid out exactly how he plans to systematically break down Teofimo Lopez during their fight. Someone close to the situation revealed that Shakur told Teo he's identified all his weaknesses, pointing out how every time he faced a mobile boxer he struggled significantly. He allegedly said that even when Lomachenko wasn't throwing punches for 6 rounds, Teofimo still couldn't put him away and claimed to be far superior to that version of Lomachenko.
Now he does after the Brian Norman. But Shakur, it's all there. But I didn't focus on him. I was focused on what's next, trusting my power team, trusting on my team and what can do and who could we fight next. Shakur decided, he initiated, let's go up to fight Teo.
While these statements haven't been completely verified through official footage, multiple independent sources confirm very similar versions of this conversation happened. What makes this even more explosive is how Shakur allegedly went after not just Teofimo's boxing skills, but his mental stability as well. People who follow both fighters know Shakur has previously questioned Teofimo's mental state publicly, suggesting something might be off with him psychologically. During this face-off, sources say Shakur doubled down on those accusations in a very direct and uncomfortable manner. One witness claims Shakur told Teo that he has mental issues that need professional help, and that January 31st isn't going to be therapy, but a boxing match where everything broken about him gets exposed. These kinds of personal attacks go way beyond normal pre-fight trash talk, and several people in the room felt like he crossed a line.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight.
Who wins that?
Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him. I've had him on the pod. He bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn it up big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end.
Shakur's supporters have been defending his approach all over social media, arguing that Teofimo has said plenty of controversial things himself and deserves whatever he gets. One passionate fan tweeted that Teo has been talking recklessly about everyone for years, so now that someone finally stands up to him and his father, people shouldn't act like Shakur is going too far. Another supporter wrote that the face-off was everything they hoped for, with Shakur looking like a calculated assassin while Teo was trying too hard to appear tough, saying body language doesn't lie, and Shakur already won the first round. However, Teofimo's fans have been just as vocal defending their champion and dismissing Shakur's confidence as arrogance that will backfire badly. One Team Lopez supporter commented that Shakur can talk all he wants while sitting in a chair, but they want to see if he has that same energy when Teo is hitting him with power shots he's never experienced before.
What about Shakur Teo?
On that one right there, I feel like that's going to be a good fight as far as skill-wise, as far as Shakur actually being there with somebody who got some finesse and can punch. Outside of just being a puncher, he can actually box, he can fight.
This split among fans perfectly shows how uncertain everyone is about what will actually happen when these elite boxers finally step into the ring together. The timing of this face-off has raised questions throughout the boxing community because it happened at such a strategic point in the promotion cycle. The confrontation took place on December 10th in New York City, giving both fighters about 7 weeks for the tension to build before they actually fight on January 31st at Madison Square Garden. Many observers find it interesting that Turkish Turki Al-Alshik chose to have this encounter so early in the promotional timeline.
I seen him at his best. Against Taylor, against Lomachenko, he was at his very best. That was the best he can do. I don't think he can do nothing better than that. So
Self-projection.
what I seen from that fight, I feel like I'm way better than them guys. With Lomachenko, like I said, he didn't throw punches for 6
Objection.
rounds. For 6 rounds. So if you ain't throw punches for 6 rounds and you get in front of me,
Man, you was
I
a
just don't know. I
fanboy
would
of
have beat
Loma, man.
Lomachenko that night easy too. That's how I feel.
Fanboy of Loma.
Wait a second, you objected. Hold on a second. You
Ooh,
just
I am.
objected.
I like
Fanboy of
Lomachenko.
Loma.
I like Lomachenko.
You just objected. You want to tell him how much you like him again? I think you like him. You keep telling him.
Objection. What?
Tell everyone.
False
You
accusation.
got to think. You got to think, right? It's okay.
Accusation.
We'll
I
accept you.
can't wait to beat this clown, bro. This dude is a clown.
Focus on
You
me.
better
You
have
need
that
more
chin
hair.
ready,
baby. You better
A clown.
Most boxing promoters save their most intense face-offs for fight week or weigh-in day, when emotions peak and cameras can capture maximum drama. Sources close to the promotional team allegedly explained the strategy behind the early confrontation during private conversations. One insider reportedly said Turkey wanted to generate buzz early and let the tension develop over weeks, knowing that the longer these two think about what was said, the more personal this fight becomes.
Actually official, and I'm like, cool. You know this nigga can fight, right? Cool, like, nah, bro, I know, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we all excited about the fight, bro. Like, we all know it's at stake. Like, we've been knowing Teofimo since we was 12 or 13 years old and amateurs, bro. Like, we all been winning nationals together. Now we're pro having to fight each other, so Teo know who he fighting.
This strategy seems to be working perfectly, since social media engagement around the fight has exploded since the face-off happened. What makes this even more interesting is how Turki Al-Alshik himself got involved during parts of the encounter and press conference. According to confirmed reports, Turki actually called in by phone to address both fighters and the crowd that was present. During his call, he stated that the winner of this fight gets a major bout in May, making this an extremely important fight for both careers. This confirmation that the winner gets a massive May fight has added even more pressure to an already high-stakes situation. Many believe the May fight could be against Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis, or possibly even a move up in weight for a super fight scenario. The face-off also revealed interesting details about how both fighters view their strengths and their opponent's weaknesses. According to witnesses, Teofimo Lopez allegedly made it clear that his unpredictability is his biggest advantage.
You know, Shakur is a very talented, skillful, technique fighter.
Yeah.
You know, can't take anything away from it. However, scared to get hit. Scared to get knocked out in front of the world. Scared to get touched up in front of the world.
Are you saying that off of the last fight or just?
Sources say Lopez stated that every fight brings a different version of himself, so nobody knows what version they'll face, including Shakur. And that's what makes him dangerous, because he can box, brawl, or do whatever necessary to win. This comment reflects Teofimo's actual statements from the official press conference, where he emphasized that even he doesn't know what version of himself shows up on fight night. However, Shakur allegedly responded by suggesting that Teofimo's unpredictability is actually a weakness disguised as strength. One witness revealed that Shakur basically told Teofimo that not having a consistent game plan means lacking elite-level boxing fundamentals, saying something like real elite fighters don't need unpredictability because they just outbox opponents with pure skill. This exchange perfectly captures the fundamental difference in how these fighters approach boxing and view their abilities.
Saying that you got more to prove and that the lights are too bright for you. What do you feel about that?
Man, I don't believe in pressure. Pressure, you could make diamonds or bust pipes. And at the end of the day, I'm a diamond, so I've been shining my whole career. It's not going to stop now. The same guy you've been seeing at a higher level is going to...
The most revealing moment came when both were asked about their amateur history and whether it matters for this professional fight. Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez have history going back to their amateur days, when both were rising USA boxing stars. During the face-off, sources suggest Shakur brought up their amateur encounters as proof he has Teofimo figured out.
Most overrated boxer right now.
Most overrated boxer right now.
You could go all time, I guess, if you wanted to.
I'll just say it. I think Shakur Stevenson, who I'm going to be facing, I think he's overrated. I think so. I think so, yeah. He's been decreasing on his style. Yeah.
According to reports, Stevenson said something like they already know how this story ends because he's seen Teofimo at his best and is still better, calling it facts and saying January 31st will just confirm what they already know from back in the day. However, Team Lopez strongly disputes any suggestion that amateur results matter for this professional championship fight. Teofimo Sr. has been particularly vocal about dismissing amateur history, allegedly stating multiple times that professional boxing is completely different. The question of who actually has the mental edge continues being debated intensely among boxing experts and analysts.
If they fight,
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think so, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin.
Tim Bradley, the former champion and current analyst, has publicly predicted Shakur will win comfortably based on his superior boxing skills, movement, and defensive abilities. Bradley's prediction has given Shakur supporters more confidence, though Teofimo fans point out Bradley has been wrong about big fights before. Other analysts suggest the face-off might have backfired on Shakur if he underestimated how much motivation he just gave Teofimo. One prominent boxing journalist allegedly commented that Shakur might have just given Teo all the fuel he needed, since nothing makes Teofimo more dangerous than when people doubt or disrespect him, pointing to what happened to Lomachenko when everyone picked against Teo. This perspective raises important questions about whether Shakur's psychological warfare will help or hurt him come fight night. As both fighters returned to their training camps after the face-off, the boxing world was left processing everything that happened during those intense moments. The implications of this confrontation go far beyond just trash talk and stare-downs.
Fimo, do you think he's a bigger challenge to you than Lomachenko and Taylor?
Never.
Either Teofimo, I guess?
Yeah, senior.
Every fight is a different version
Senior, tell him. We talking to senior. We
fight
ain't
is a
talking to
different version
little
of me.
dude over here. Senior,
Fight
what
is a different version of me.
This fight represents a major crossroads for both careers, with the winner potentially reaching superstardom and the loser facing serious questions about their place among boxing's elite. For Shakur Stevenson, this is his chance to finally silence critics who call him boring and claim he doesn't fight elite opposition, and his face-off performance suggests he's ready for that moment. For Teofimo Lopez, this is his opportunity to prove he's still one of boxing's most dangerous fighters and that his best days lie ahead, not behind him. As we approach January 31st at Madison Square Garden, the tension from that face-off will only continue building and intensifying. Both fighters will spend the coming weeks replaying those moments in their minds, using the disrespect and doubt as training camp fuel. Whether Shakur's ice-cold confidence or Teofimo's unpredictable fire prevails remains boxing's biggest question heading into 2025. Hopefully both fighters stay healthy, make weight without problems, and deliver the elite championship fight that boxing fans absolutely deserve. That wraps up our coverage for now. For the latest updates on boxing news, moments, events, and action, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit notifications so you get alerted when we drop quality content like this. Until next time, thanks for watching.